Outside of sex, we touch each other every day to communicate our love. For many people, whenever we think about physical touch, the only time they touch each other is whenever it comes to sex. At no other time do they engage in this very human behavior, especially in Western culture, especially in American culture. We have so physically separated ourselves that for many people, it's unusual for them to be touched. And yet, one of the great powers of life is the power of touch. I can still remember what it was like when my grandmother would check my forehead for a fever, what it was like when my mom would grab me by the arm to comfort me in some way. We are in desperate need of human connection, and it's not just an emotional connection, it's also a physical connection. And husbands and wives have this tremendous gift that they can give to each other. Sexual touch is important, but they can give this non-sexual touch as well. The holding of hands, the putting up a hand on a leg. Years ago, I was suffering from some anxiety, and I began to talk to my counselor about it. And he said, you need to lean on your wife to help her comfort you in times of anxiety. And so if you're feeling that in the midst of a social setting of some sort, you need to have a signal with her. And that signal needs to let her know that she needs to touch you in the moment. And the touch will give you a sense of connection, and it will begin to calm your anxiety. And so Jenny and I began to form that I would let her know when I was in a little bit of distress in what was going on. And she would simply put her hand on my leg. She would hold my hand. And what began to happen is that anxiety began to de-escalate. Literally in that moment, her physical touch was healing me. We have that ability between husbands and wives, and yet we cast it aside. We don't even think about it, and in so doing, we are suffering in ways that we simply do not need to suffer. Find a way to touch each other more often, and specifically find ways to touch each other more outside of the bedroom, and it will impact how you touch each other inside of the bedroom.